Hello guys, welcome to our new video. If you guys did not subscribe to our channel yet, then please go and subscribe our channel. अगर आप हमारे चैनल पे न्यू हो या फिर आप ऐसे ही न्यू वीडियोस देखना चाहते हो तो जल्दी से जाके हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और साथ में बेल आइकॉन को भी प्रेस कीजिए तो आपको हमारे न्यू वीडियोस के नोटिफिकेशंस आते रहेंगे. So today we are going to discuss one more problem. Okay. So the today's problem is finding roots, and this is the medium level question. Okay, so we have given a problem statement. The problem statement is write a program to find the roots of quadratic equation using switch case. Okay, uh, and the input of this program is the first line of input contains three float values. Okay, a, b and c of equation. Here the equation is given. Okay, and the output, we have to print the two roots in two different lines, and for imaginary roots print real and imaginary part of one root with plus or minus and I sign in between in one line and other in next line each. Okay, so here we have given some sample inputs and output. Okay, here sample input is given, the output should be this. Okay, and for this sample input the output should like this. Okay, so in this problem we have to find the roots of a quadratic equation. Okay, so this is the quadratic equation. Okay, and we have to find the roots of this quadratic equation. Okay, so let's try to code this program. Okay, so we'll open an IDE. Okay, and here we write the code for it. Okay, so to find the roots of quadratic equation, first we have to give the input coefficient of quadratic equation, and to store it we have to take the three variables. Okay, because here in problem statement we have instructed that we have to take three float values, that is a, b and c, and quadratic equation is also includes the three variables. Okay, so we have to take the three variables to store the coefficients. Okay, after first we'll write a scanner class to take the input coefficients as a variable. Okay, so we'll write scanner sc equals to new scanner, and in bracket we'll write system dot in. Okay, after scanner we have taken the scanner class. Now we'll take three variables, that is float variables. Okay, so we'll write float a equals to sc dot, and the method to take the uh, input of float variables is next float. Okay, so we'll write sc dot next float. Now we'll take second variable, that is float b equals to sc dot next float. Now third variable, that is float c equals to sc dot next float. Okay, so we have taken the three variables to store the coefficients of quadratic equation. Okay, after taking the input of three variables, now we have to find the determinant for the quadratic equation. Okay, and to find the determinant of equation, there is a one formula, so we have to use that formula to calculate the determinant. Okay, so we'll now write the formula to calculate the determinant. Okay, so we'll take double, because the values of this equation, result of this equation will be double, so we'll take a double and determinant equals to, so we'll write the formula, so b into b minus 4 into a into c. Okay, that is the formula to calculate the determinant of equation. Okay, so based on that determinant, we have to find the roots of quadratic equation. Okay, so now after calculating the determinant, so here instead of this, you can take a power function to calculate or to find the square of b. Okay, you can take the power function as well to calculate the square of b. Okay, okay, after calculating the determinant, okay, so to find the roots of the quadratic equation, there is an three conditions, or there are three, what we can say. Okay, so that is three conditions. That is, if first is if determinant is greater than 0, that is the first condition. Okay, what is the second condition? Second condition is if determinant is equal to 0, that is the second condition. And the third condition is if determinant is less than 0. Okay, that means if determinant is greater than 0, that means positive. and for this determinant should be 0. Okay, and for this determinant is negative. Okay, these are the three values or conditions of a quadratic equation to find the roots. Okay, so in this problem we have to print the two roots. Okay, see here, this is the first root and this is the second root. Here as well, this is the first root and this is the second root. Okay, so to store the root we have to take the two variables, or we have to initialize the two variables, that is double root 1 equals to 0 and root 2 equals to 0. Okay, so we have taken the two variables to store the roots. Okay, after that, now we have to do this program using switch case. Okay, so in switch case, okay, so the result of this determinant is the double value. However, the switch statement does not takes the double value or float value. Okay, switch does not allow us to take the float or double values. Switch only takes integer value. Okay, so here we can't write the direct switch condition here, like this switch and determinant. We can't pass this double value into this switch statement because it is a double value, and the switch statement does not allows to take the double value, okay, inside the switch statement. Okay, so to solve this problem, first we have to take this three conditions in if else we have to solve these conditions using if else statement, and then we can use the switch statement. Like here we have to take one flag variable to store the count or the this number of conditions, and after taking the flag we can pass this flag in a switch statement. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. Okay, so we'll declare one flag variable, that is integer flag, and we'll assign it to 0. Integer flag equals to 0. Now we'll write these three conditions. Okay, so first we'll write the if condition. If determinant is greater than 0. Okay, if the determinant is greater than 0, we can assign the flag equals to 1. Okay, कि अगर यहाँ पे डिटर्मिनेंट की जो वैल्यू है वो अगर 0 से ग्रेटर है तो हम फ्लैग को 1 असाइन कर देंगे. ओके, सो विल राइट else if, and else if will write determinant is equals to 0. Okay, if it is okay, if determinant is equals to 0, then we can assign the flag equals to 2. ओके, डिटर्मिनेंट की वैल्यू अगर 0 रहेगी तो हम फ्लैग को 2 सेट कर देंगे. ओके, and at the end we'll write the else, and in else we'll assign the flag equals to 3. Okay, that means if the determinant is less than 0, अगर डिटर्मिनेंट की वैल्यू जो वैल्यू आएगी वो अगर 0 से लेस रहेगी तो उसको हम flag 3 set कर देंगे. Okay, so now we have written these 3 conditions. Okay, based on that 3 conditions, now we have to calculate the roots by using the switch statement. Okay, now we'll write the switch, and here now you can see this flag is integer, that is flag value is integer, that is 1, 2 and 3. So now we can pass this flag in switch statement. Okay, so we'll pass the flag in switch condition, that is switch flag, and here bracket open, and inside switch statement we'll write the case 1. So the case 1 is what? केस 1 क्या है यहाँ पे? ये फ्लैग 1 जो है, फ्लैग 1 की जो कंडीशन है वो केस 1 है. ओके, दैट मीन्स ये वाली जो है ये केस 1 की कंडीशन है. ओके, सो अभी केस 1 में हम रूट्स फाइंड करेंगे. तो रूट्स फाइंड करने के लिए भी वहां पे उसके क्या बोलते हैं उसको, फॉर्म ओके, फॉर्मूलाज है. रूट्स फाइंड करने के भी कुछ फॉर्मूलाज है. सो वी हैव टू यूज दैट फॉर्मूलाज टू फाइंड द रूट्स. ओके, सो टू स्टोर द रूट और roots, we have taken the 2 variables, that is root 1 and root 2. Okay, so here we'll write root 1 equals to, inside the bracket, this is the formula to find the root, so minus b plus math dot square root, and in bracket will pass determinant. After that we'll divide it to, in bracket we'll write 2 into a. Okay, to find the root 1, these are the formula. Okay, now we have to find the root 2. Okay, so root 2 equals to, we have to write the formula for this as well. So we'll write inside the bracket, we'll write minus b, then minus, first one is plus, second one is minus. Here in the problem statement, here we have already given one root is with plus and one is with minus. Okay, so first root we have taken with plus, so second root we will take with minus. Okay, so minus b minus, so we'll write math dot square root, and in bracket we'll pass determinant. Okay, after determinant we'll divide it with will inside the bracket will write 2 into b. Sorry, we have to write 2 into a here as well. Okay, so here we have made one mistake. We have to close this bracket here only. Okay, so we have write the formula to find the roots. Now we have to print this root, so we'll write system dot out dot. So here we have to write the format because we have to print the output in some format. Okay, so we have to write system.out.format, and inside the format we'll write root1 equals to percentage dot 2f. So we have written this statement. हमने ये स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पे लिखा है क्योंकि डेसिमल पॉइंट के बाद दो फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट ही हमको आउटपुट में लेना है, मतलब डेसिमल पॉइंट के बाद दो ही नंबर हमको आउटपुट में लेना है. ओके, इसलिए हमने यहाँ पे ये फॉर्मेट लिखा है. Again we have written for root1. Now we'll write and root2 equals to percentage point 2 floating points. Okay, then semicolon. Oh, sorry. We have written root1 equals to percentage 2 floating point and root2 equals to percentage 2 floating points. Okay, now we have to write root1 comma root2. Okay, so we have written this statement to print the roots. Now we'll break the switch statement here. Okay, now case 1 is done. Now we'll write the case 2. Okay, so in case 2, what is our case 2? Case 2 is if determinant is equals to 0. That means अगर determinant 0 है तो हमको उसके लिए रूट्स प्रिंट करना है. ओके, सो केस 2 में हम अभी इसके लिए डिटर्मिनेंट अगर 0 रहेगा तो हम उसके लिए हम रूट्स फाइंड करते हैं. ओके, सो हियर root1 root1 here root1 equals to, okay, here we have to write the formula. To calculate the root if the determinant is 0. Okay, so here we'll write what it is root2 root1 equals to root2 equals to minus b divided by, and in bracket we'll write 2 into a. Okay, so if determinant is 0, we have to print only root 1. Sorry, if determinant is 0, we have to write this formula to print the roots. Okay, so here we'll print the roots. So we'll write system.out.format, and inside the bracket we'll write root 1 equals to root 2 equals to, and we have to write the format, that is percentage dot to floating point, and here we'll write the semicolon, and after that we'll write the root 1. Okay, so we have written the format statement. Now we have to break this statement, so we'll write the break. Okay, now case 2 is done. Now we have to write the third case. Okay, that is for negative, or if the determinant is less than 0. So we'll write the condition or case 3 for this statement. So for case 3, here we'll write, so if the determinant is negative, we have to here in problem statement we have given okay, so if the determinant is less than 0, then we have to print the imaginary roots, real and imaginary part of one root with plus and minus and I sign. Okay, so if determinant is less than 0, so we have to print the real and imaginary part of one root with plus, minus and I sign. Okay, so we'll write the condition for this. So here we'll take one variable, that is double real equals to, so we'll write the formula which we have written here, minus b divided by 2 into a. Okay, so we have written this formula for real. Now we'll write the formula for we'll need to take one more variable that for imaginary, IMANARY, imaginary. Okay, so we have written double imaginary equals to, so we'll write math dot square root, and inside the bracket we'll write minus determinant and we'll divide it by 2 into a. Okay, so we have taken the two variables for a real and imaginary. Okay, now we have to print these two variables, that is imaginary and real. So we'll write system.out.format here, system.out dot format. Okay, and inside the format we'll write root1 equals to right root1 equals to, here we have to write the format. Okay, so we'll write percentage dot to f, two floating points, plus percentage to percentage dot two floating points, and at the end what we have to print I as well at the end of the uh, what we can say, end of the roots. Okay, after that we'll write here real comma imaginary. Okay, system dot out dot format. Okay, and inside the format we'll write root2 equals to, and here we'll write the format, that is percentage point two floating point. Okay, and we have to return this whole thing in. Okay, so we have written percentage dot two floating points. Okay, now first we have written plus, now second we have written or minus. Okay, so minus percentage point two floating point, and at the end we have to write I, or we have to print the I at the end of root. Okay, so after that we have to write real comma imaginary. Okay, so we have written the statement to print the second root as well. Now we'll write the break statement. Okay, so we have written the code for both both the three conditions, that is for positive this condition we have written for positive, and this second case we have written for 0, and this third one we have written for negative. These are the three conditions we need to find uh, while finding the roots of quadratic equation. Okay, so now we have written our code. Now we'll try to run the code. Okay, so we'll click on run. Executes correctly, so we'll pass the input here. So we'll check what is the input, that is 4 minus 2 and 10. 4 minus 2 10. Okay, so we'll pass the input, that is first 4 minus 2 and minus 10. Okay, now let's see what output it's showing. So see, root 1 is showing 1.85 and root 2 is showing minus 1.35. Okay, so let's see our output is correct or not. So see, root 1 is 1.85 and minus 1, second root 2 is minus 1.35, minus 1.35. That means our code is correct. Okay, now let's copy the whole code and let's paste it in our program. Okay, so I have selected all the code and I have copied it. Let's go and we'll paste the code here. Okay, so I have pasted the code here. Okay, so now let's try to run our code here. Okay, so I will copy the input and we'll give the input in input field. Okay, so click on input. I have given the input here 4 minus 2 and minus 10. Now let's try to run. Okay, output is showing. Okay, root 1 is 1.85 and root 2 is minus 1.35. Okay, so but you can see the output should be like this. Okay, so now we have to made some few changes in our code. So here we'll made a few changes. Let's remove this root 1, this as well, root 2. Okay, and we'll remove this one as well. Okay, we have made some few changes. So now let's see how output shows. Okay. Okay, and it's showing. Okay, we have to remove this as well. Okay, now let's run. Okay, output is showing, but it's showing in a same line. Okay, so output needs to be like this. Okay, so here we will write /n. Okay, for new line. Okay, so let's now see how it is showing. 1.85 minus 1.35. Okay, now it's showing correct. 1.85 and minus 1.35. Okay, now let's try to run the second test case, that is 2, 1 and 0. and the output should like this. Okay, so we'll give the second input. Let's try to run. Okay. Okay, output is showing in a single line. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we have to write /n. So the second root will print to next line. Okay. Now let's see, run the code. Okay, now it's showing in two lines. Okay. So, but I think here I should be at the start of the second root. Okay, okay, okay. Not in ending. Okay, so I should be the at the start of the root. Okay, so we'll remove the I from here and we'll write here. Okay, and in second root as well, we'll remove from here and we'll write here. Okay, now let's see how it is showing. Minus 0.25 plus, okay, minus 0.25 plus I 2.22. Okay, second is as well minus 0.25 minus I 2.22. Okay, now it's showing exactly correct. Okay, now let's try to run the code. Let's submit and let's see our test cases will pass or not. Now the test cases are running. Okay. See, our all the test cases are passed.